So, what happens when you connect a South American giant with a South Asian manufacturing hub? You might not guess it, but Brazil and Bangladesh are building an incredibly powerful economic partnership. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right here. I mean, just look at a map. You've got over 15,000 kilometers of ocean, an entire continent separating Brazil and Bangladesh. So, what on earth could be creating such a strong link between these two massive emerging economies? Well, it really boils down to two things: money and opportunity. We're talking about a multi-million-dollar trade relationship that is growing at a really remarkable pace. It's a partnership that's definitely turning heads in the world of global commerce. All right, so let's dig into the actual numbers behind this surprising partnership. Okay, check this out. In the last fiscal year, exports from Bangladesh to Brazil hit a seriously impressive $187 million. And we're not talking about some niche little trade route here. This is a major economic pipeline. And get this, that number isn't just sitting still. That 187 million is a huge jump from 147 million just the year before. Now that's the kind of growth that signals some real accelerating momentum. Okay, so what's the engine behind all this explosive growth? Well, it pretty much comes down to one single industry, and it is a golden opportunity. We're talking about apparel. And to really get why, you just have to look at the sheer size of the market. Brazil has a population of 212 million people. That creates a massive year-round demand for everything from basic t-shirts to high fashion. It's a vast and hungry consumer base. Then you've got the other side of the equation, Bangladesh, an absolute powerhouse in apparel manufacturing. Their total exports of ready-made garments, or RMG, hit a whopping $39.34 billion. They have the scale and they have the experience to meet Brazil's demand, no question. And look, this isn't just theory. The proof is already there. The trade route is well established. The top exports heading from Bangladesh to Brazil are all clothing. Things like knit t-shirts, men's suits, and sweaters. The demand exists, and the products are already flowing. But as you'd expect, an opportunity this big doesn't come without its hurdles. To really succeed, exporters have to learn how to navigate the very, very specific complexities of the Brazilian market. And here's the catch. Brazil doesn't just have one simple import tariff. Oh no. It has a complex, layered system of import costs. You should think of it like a minefield of different taxes, all stacked on top of each other, which can be a huge headache for anyone who's unprepared. Okay, so let's unpack that stack, right? First, an imported product gets hit with an import duty. Then, on top of that, there's an industrialized product tax. Then you've got social security contributions and, to top it all off, a state-level VAT. Each step just keeps adding to the cost, making the real price of landing the product way higher than it first looks. And believe me, this is not a small bump in the road. We're talking about tariff rates for a lot of goods, including clothing, that can go as high as 35%. That is a major financial hurdle that requires a really smart strategy to overcome. So when you're staring down that kind of complexity, how in the world do you actually win? Well, there is a clear strategy for success, and it's about moving from the problem to a proven solution. Okay, this right here is the absolute key to cracking the Brazilian market. The winning strategy isn't just about having the lowest price at the factory door. What Brazilian buyers really care about is minimizing their own risk and their own headaches. A supplier who delivers on time, with perfect paperwork, that's way more valuable. They want the lowest total landed cost, not just the lowest initial price tag. So what does that mean in practice? It means focusing on the sweet spots where Bangladesh's strengths perfectly match what Brazil needs. We're talking high-volume knit basics like t-shirts and polos, value-driven woven items like suits and shirts, private label programs for big retailers, and large-scale orders for things like uniforms. These are all areas where Bangladesh's ability to deliver consistent quality at scale is a massive advantage. Of course, you can have the best strategy in the world, but navigating this kind of market, well, that takes some serious expertise and connections. And that's where a really crucial organization steps in to act as a bridge between these two worlds. And that bridge is the BBCCI, the Brazil-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Their entire mission is to grease the wheels of trade and help businesses from both countries connect and really figure out the complexities of the market. And one of the key experts really driving this whole thing is the Secretary General of the BBCCI, MD Joynal Abdin. I mean, look at his track record. From the SME Foundation to the Dhaka Chamber of Commerce, this guy knows what it takes to make these international partnerships actually work. So, what does the BBCCI actually do? Well, they provide really tangible, boots on the ground services. They're making curated introductions to credible importers. They're setting up business to business matchmaking. They're offering critical guidance on market entry. Basically, they're cutting through the red tape and building the trust that allows businesses to succeed.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What's the big takeaway from all of this? The most important thing to get is that this isn't some far-off, maybe one-day kind of opportunity. And honestly, this powerful quote from MD Joynal Abidin just says it all. The prospects for expanding Bangladesh RMG exports to Brazil are not only promising, they are commercially actionable now. That last part is everything. The pieces are in place, the demand is there, and the time to act isn't tomorrow, it's right now. And that leaves us with one final, pretty big thought. As we watch this incredible example of South-South cooperation take off, are we looking at a brand new blueprint for global trade? You know, a model that's not built on old colonial routes, but on direct, powerful, mutual opportunities between the world's rising economies. Now that's something to think about.